Hello everyone, this is going to be my third video in how to model this wheel assembly in Fusion. Okay, the first two videos covered the base plate, the brace wheel support. I'm going to show you the axle, which is really probably the simplest model on this video. Okay, so it should be a little bit shorter. So I've got the drawing here on my screen. I'll blow it up just a little bit more. Okay, so all the information we need should be there, and I've got my other screen that I can swipe over to with Fusion. Okay, so let's take a look at what we know here. This axle is a solid metal axle. It's 3 inches long. It's got a center piece which is not dimensioned. It's got a piece in the end which is 5/8 of an inch, another piece which is 5/8 of an inch, and so you could add these together, get 5/4 of an inch or 1 1/4, divide that from 3 inches and figure out what this middle piece is. Okay, again, we don't want to have a closed string of dimensions, and so they left out the middle piece. These two ends must be critical dimensions because they go into another part, and this might be kind of leftover space that isn't as important to get perfect. Diameter 1 inch here. This extension is 3/4 of an inch diameter. This is called a chamfer, which is this word right here. Okay, a chamfer is usually a 45-degree angle, so it's kind of like a fillet, except instead of a curve on the edge, it's this angle, which both reduces the risk of a sharp edge and also reduces the risk of an edge like cracking or flaking. Okay, and then we know the inside diameter there is 1/2 inch. So I think we have everything we need. So I'm going to start with a sketch. I'm going to start with the middle, and I'll extrude that. Then I can go back and do a new sketch on this end with a smaller circle and extrude that. Do a third sketch on this end and extrude that, and then we're almost done. Okay, so the middle piece needs to be a circle that's 1 inch diameter. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to make a new sketch. Just pick a plane. Pick the circle tool, and I don't usually start at 0, 0. For me, I like to start at just a random spot. I think it's better, otherwise sometimes it snaps over here when you don't want it to if you get close. Okay. Remember, this is diameter, and I think the size we want is also in diameter there. 1 inch diameter. Okay, so all I have to do is type in a 1, enter, and I have my circle. You can see it's the same diameter symbol. Finish the sketch, and then we're going to use the extrude tool. We have to extrude it, and I could just type in the numbers. I could say 3 minus 0.625 minus 0.625, or I can do the math in my head or on paper or on a calculator. I'm just going to type it out. 3 minus 0.625. So right here, I'm going to type in 3 minus 0.625 minus 0.625, enter. Okay. So that's what I've got. If I come down here, I can double click that extrude, and I can see that it's right there. Okay, and then it tells me here that it's 1.75. Okay, and I'll just escape back out of that. So I have my first part of that axle. Then we just build the next two sides. This is a 3/4 inch circle, and it's extruded 0.625. So I'm going to click on the end. I'm going to right click, because I'm using a mouse, create sketch. Circle. If I'm lucky, and I am, it's snapped right to the middle. Okay, you see that? You can see a circle in there, okay? And I'm going to go 0.75. Enter. Looks good. Finish that sketch. Hit the extrude button. Boom. 0.625. Enter. And we're almost there. We need another sketch on the bottom circle. So I'm going to just slow, and I usually go slow so it doesn't jump to some place I didn't want to jump to. Again, right click or 2-finger click, or click that button up here, create sketch. Circle tool finds the middle. You can type in 3/4 if you want, it doesn't matter, or you can do the decimal equivalent. You can see that it thinks in decimal, but it does accept fractions. Finish that sketch, extrude that. Sometimes it'll default to the last number you input here. This one doesn't, so I'm just going to type in 0.625, enter. Okay, and we almost have our finished axle. I think the only thing left is the chamfer. Okay, both ends of axle 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to find the chamfer tool. Okay, it's a 3D tool or solid tool, so it's not visible, so it's probably hidden under modify, and there it is. Okay, it works just like a fillet. Click it, click the edge I want to chamfer. Okay, then equal distance. Okay, you're going to enter the distance. There are options underneath here if you want to go 2 different distances or a distance and an angle, but most of the time it's just equal distance, and you're going to know that you have to enter a certain distance. And look at that. I wonder if I can click this still. No, I can't. So here I'm going to show you a better way to do it. If you go chamfer tool, you can click, just like with your fillet tool, you can click 2 edges. Type in 0.125. They both do it at once. And if I move, you can see that it looks amazing. Okay, and that's it. That's all you need for that one part. So I'm going to save it. Make sure it goes into my folder. Call it axle. I already have one in there, so I'm going to call it axle 2. And save. Okay, and if I open my data panel, you can see I have the axle I built, I think, a couple days ago, and then I have my axle 2 I just built right now. That's it. I think the next part we're going to build is going to be the wheel, which is using a different tool. Okay, so look for that video. Thank you.